Like, for real. Hey, guys. What's going on? What's going on? No, V. No. Oh, no. How in the world did you do that? What's up, Tola Ninja? Welcome in, Mac. Blessed. Blessed, baby. I'm blessed. Blessed and highly favored. Now you sounding like Tab, just walking like Linus, and just fall. Just you sound like me. I'm telling you, we be doing some crazy stuff. Lord, I'll be praying for you, sis. Speedy recovery. Speedy recovery. See if I can't get a picture of these so I can get them up on the community board for you guys. For my members yesterday, y'all's live was it should be loaded already. If you missed it, you can go back and watch it. And I did pull some mindful cards for you guys. Sunday, make sure you get over your negative, positive list. The negative things about your life, the positive things about your life. Get those over to me via email. If you've got my direct link, you know you can email those or you can text them either way. That one's a little off. So I'm snapping these so I can get those loaded up to the community board for you guys. Even for the non-members, if y'all want to do your mindfulness, I pull 4 cards for the members for their mindfulness practices. Have those also ready Sunday. No, excuse me. Let me go back. For my members, we will have game night Sunday. All right. So we're going to take a break. So that'll give y'all a little extra time because I know I have one member that's in the process of moving, which is tomorrow. We'll have game night tomorrow. And then Friday, the following week, so you got a whole week, your positive negative assignment review, and just jot those down in your journal. And we'll go over the review for our mindfulness cards. There's 4 of them that was pulled. Life, desires, consult, and emotional intelligence. Okay, so you got 4 questions there to answer and put in your journal. And we will continue with lesson 3, our Do You Believe Everything You Think book. Okay? You don't do English, then translate. Put your translator on. Go in your settings and put your translator on. It'll translate it for you to your language. All right. So I'll get those loaded up on the community board so you guys can have those. For the ones that's not members, if you like to join us, the memberships and how to book a read is in the description box below. We would love to have you on our growing spiritual journey as we do different techniques in our healing process. Thank you, thank you. We're healing the heart, the mind, the body, the soul, okay? It's a conglomerate, okay? You're one human vessel. We heal the vessel, which in turns will heal our trauma, okay? We do not go softly in Tab's world, okay? I don't like soft warriors, okay? You guys, I had a wonderful date today, so I'm gonna share my experience of my date. Thank you. I had a date. I called my little cousin. It's been a year since we lost her mother last year. She's 4. So I took her on a date with me. And we went and got a Happy Meal and played at the park. And she went down the slide, and the slide started playing. It was like a piano. She jumped up and... No, not 37. Thank you, though. She jumped up. It was like the element of surprise. She said, "What is that?" Oh, my goodness. But we had all kinds of things that's been going on lately. And it just blew my mind. It just blew my mind, guys. That a 4-year-old that is newly and fresh in this world was picking up on things. Her mind is exquisite. We were talking about, because we had a blackout here. And somehow we got on the conversation about the power being out. And she says, she calls me Monk. Because her mother, when she was younger, because that's the youngest grandchild and I was the oldest, she would always climb on me and I'd flip her over like a little monkey. Welcome in, Dawn. So I nicknamed her Monkey, so she always called me Mama Monkey. So when she had her daughter, she picked it up out of nowhere after she passed to call me Monk. So I'm stuck with Monk. But we were discussing this, and I'm having a very intelligent conversation with a 4-year-old about the blackout, the power. And she looked at me, she said, "Well, Mama, did you have power?" I said, "No, baby. The whole town was without power." She said, "Yep, they didn't have no internet either." Y'all, out of the mouth of babes. Out of the mouth of babes. Out of the mouth. I said, "Yep, you're right. They didn't have no internet either." So it just amazes me that the mind of our youth these days and how much they pick up on, how much knowledge and wisdom they already are coming in this world with. Listen to your children. Pay attention to your children. Pay attention to patterns, collective. We learned this in elementary school. See the lens that you look through, sometimes in a childlike mindset. Okay? It was very amazing to see her, you know, have that knowledge that, hey, if the power goes out, we don't have internet either. So there goes our network. You know, there goes our communication. And it was just astonishing. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And how important it is to pay attention to these children. Also sharing a story with you, my daughter had shared a video with me. And my grandson loves Miss Rachel. Okay? And all of a sudden, Miss Rachel got hacked. Miss Rachel was not Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel became a man and was talking to children sitting at a desk. Okay? So we have to be very mindful and see things in a child's mind and look through those lenses. You know, we don't need to be helicopter parents, but we do need to be mindful as their minds are growing and developing and pay attention to the patterns. How is that child responding when they're watching certain things, listening to certain things, reacting to certain things? Then we went to, she went and helped me pick out some plants. Because I have been redoing my living room and stuff since I came back. And I'm going to redo the office in due time. And I want a lot of plants. And I have been asking my aunt for over a year now to get some of my grandmother's plants, pieces of her papmos. So when I was there, she brought me off a piece of papmos, and I said, yeah. I said, you know, my little cousin was trying to get, you know, was picking up a lucky bamboo. And she said, well, here you go. And she pulled out from the dirt a new sprout of lucky bamboo. So I brought those home, and I've you know, looking at propagating them and sowing them back in. The wisdom and the growth, the good seed from your family, carry that on, collective. I'm from North Carolina. Carry that on. Pass that on to your children. Pass that wisdom and that knowledge that you have on to your children. Sow those good seeds. You know, the ones that's not so good, that has reared its nasty head in your family, then take the dead out, okay? And the plants I bought, collective, was not, you know, nice fresh plants. I went to the clearance shelf, and these are half-dead plants. But I brought them home. I cleaned them up. I gave them fresh soil, you know, fresh water, and they're getting a new chance of life. This is a new start in your life. Whether you have children or not, this is your new start in life. Clean out your dirt. Get some fresh soil in there. Hold on to the memories of the good in your families. Let go of the bad, collective. Quit letting that drag you down and burden you and contaminate your soul and how you grow. People kill me with that concept that, you know, I'm a product of what I come from. You might have been manufactured in that family. However, you have a choice and a free will to choose what life direction and trajectory you're going to go. Okay? So let's light up this incense and let's tap in and get the prayer and see what Spirit has for us, collective. We're going to pull from the Modern Marlin, okay, because patterns is very significant. Work with doing some patterns, Okay, I know we did a painting before when it comes to bringing patterns in. Hold on a second, I'll grab that real quick. And this is the one that I had done with the tribe. It's back in one of the videos. And each pattern on here through the psychology is based on a feeling that you're feeling and how you're moving through that feeling, collective, okay? Hey, Dot, what's up, boo? All right, so you're just in time. Let's tap in and get that prayer. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, Most High God, we call back all our power this time, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually. Any negative energy that has been sent my way or to collect us way, meant to hurt, harm, block, blind us, deceive us, backstab us, betray us, manipulate us, or finesse us. We rebuke this energy in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Place them on the scales to be balanced out at your will and your discretion. We ask you to transmute the energy, send it through the sacred blood, cleanse, purify it, bring it back to the collective 7 times tenfold to raise our vibration and get us closer to you, Father God. My beloved ancestors of the great white light, my legion, angels that walk with me, Spirit, God's Holy Spirit, most divine high God, do please come on in the house. Anoint us and atone us with that sacred blood, shield and protect us. Calling in a legion of angels to guard the gates as we channel this message straight from the divine and what your warriors need to know on their life's journey. Help us apply it to our hearts, souls, and mind, keeping us in your will and not in your way. And Father, we give you the utmost praise and respect for you are due. In Christ's name we pray. Amen, amen. All right, look, guys. So what we're looking at is patterns, okay? Because a lot of times, collective, we don't pay attention to these patterns that go on, whether it's in our family, whether it's in our life, whether it's within, people that we come in contact with, whether they're people you work with, schoolmates, classmates, colleagues, people in your neighborhood, whatever the case may be. I'm going to have to move that because that's a very strong incense. So whatever the case may be, a lot of times we don't pay attention to these patterns. These patterns is linked to your cognitive thinking, okay? How you process information. It's got a spatula, okay? It's kind of like the spatula. You flip the egg in the pan, or you flipping your pancakes. You want to make sure it's even on one side just like the other side, collective, okay? If the patterns is the same, you're going to have a solid form. But like, if you want an over easy egg, you only going to flip it for a second on the other side, where the other side is not so right. When you have those changes in patterns, it switches the consistency of the product that you're putting out, okay? So sometimes whenever you have contaminated patterns that happens within your life, within your family, or within the community that you're living in, and you're paying attention to those patterns, you're not going to file suit to those patterns, okay? Good night, baby. You're not going to file suit to those patterns because you see the negative repetition. But if it's a positive pattern, you can follow that repetition, but you still need to set your own pathway, collective, okay? So that's what I'm getting. How this message is coming out, I'm not really sure. But for some reason, Spirit is giving it to me this way, so that's the way we're going to roll with it, okay? So let's pull our blocks. Thank you. Where you been, baby? All right, let's see what we got here. All right, somebody may have a dog, okay? Somebody may be a prophet, okay? Friendship, somebody's loyal, okay, collective? This may be a water sign, or you may have water in your chart, okay? Possessions, Taurus energy, something to do with the second house. You're materializing this. You're bringing this from the spirit, so above, so below, okay? You're materializing this. This is something you've manifest, collective, is what I'm getting. You've thought about this. You put a lot of thought into it. Sagittarius energy, okay? When you used your wisdom. You sought wisdom, okay? This has to do with your foundation, the 4th house. Cancer energy, ruling the moon, how it affects your emotions, okay? The number 7 is, you may be a July Cancer is what I'm picking up, okay? You're getting some insight when it comes to your spirituality. The moon again. The number 14. Birds may be significant, okay? If you're seeing a lot of birds, this is letting you know that you're freeing that spirit within you, okay? You may be going through symptoms right now, joint pains, runny nose, etc., okay? You may be feeling those extension symptoms. The number 22, somebody may be a life path 22, okay? Pluto may be significant there, okay? Your first house might be a little naive. You need to have some self-courage, okay, when it comes to your first house. This is who you are. All right, somebody's obsessing with the Capricorn energy about completing the cycle. I got 10-10 here. You may be seeing 10-10 collective. You've rationalized some things of what fulfills you, okay? And I'm hearing the circle of life, all right? You're trying to find some comfort and stability with the fourth house, okay? Having to do with your foundation. Let's get a message from our angels. Yes. Give me one from our angels, please. What do you have, Holy Spirit? What do you have from the angels? What did the angelic realm got to say to the collective today? All right, let's go. Let's get it. Whoa, popping, freedom. What'd I say? Birds. You may be a free spirit kind of person. You're taking positive action, collective. Okay? You're realizing your wounds that's created doubt, resentment, and guilt. And so you're working to free yourself from the darkness, okay? You realized your flaws. Like I said, the tribe, I gave you a task to do when it comes to your positives and your negatives in your life. You're realizing this within yourself. And you're casting out all those negative thoughts. You're finding peace within your heart and discovering the being and the light of it within you, okay? Give me one more. One more, Spirit. Freedom. I like it. Faithfulness. Faithfulness, baby. You are committed to your mind, your heart, and the will. You are devoted to the needs of your soul. You're trusting yourself in God and in the universe, okay? So you do have that spiritual help that is backing you, collective, okay? Let's get you a message from Spirit. Give me a message from spirits. You may be a type of person that can see patterns in certain things, collective. I.e., you may, like myself, I can look in the clouds and I can see patterns. I can see images of things. Like the other day, I looked in the clouds and I seen a dinosaur, a Tyrannosaurus. I've seen angels in the clouds. I've seen hearts in the clouds. I think I posted a lot of those on the community board. You may see that also in fire. You may be seeing patterns in certain things, okay? Let your mind wander. Don't get caught in the trap, but let it wander, okay? How Spirit speaks to you. All right. Be clear about where you are. Put your focus on right now. Focus on your desired outcome. You have everything within you to create life of your dreams. Stop doubting yourself for once. This is your time. You've got it, okay? At the bottom of the day, if you find yourself stuck in a situation where you're unhappy, ask yourself, why are you still there? Is it because of fear of the unknown, leaving a toxic situation, or people can be the best thing you could ever do for your soul, your spirit? Be fierce. So, collective, if there's something going on in your life that you're unhappy about, you need to step back and ask yourself, why am I still here? Why am I putting up with this? Why am I dealing with this? Why am I feeling this way? You've got to go in and do those inner questions. Question yourself. Don't question the people around you. Don't go outside of yourself and ask for questions until you ask questions for yourself. Okay? Absolutely. Know your worth. Give me the moon cycle. Communication is key. Collective. Conclusions are within reach. Your dreams have a practical plan. Your commitment's being tested at this time. Okay? Sometimes we go through things. A tower. The cards just went flying out of my hands. What do we have here? New moon, eclipse. Something needs to be eclipsed. Okay, there's going to be a powerful change. But you got to make the first move, okay? Cardinal moon is there. Full moon in Leo. Don't let your pride get in your way. Full moon in Scorpio. You're letting go of the negativity, collective. Okay? You're letting go of the negativity. This may have made you feel insecure, have brought down your self-worth and how you feel about yourself, or with the things that you're trying to put in place. Okay? Let's go. Give me the moon cycle. For my collective energy, what do we have? Moon cycle. Somebody's not wanting to speak, collective. Somebody's not tapped into the universe here. I feel it. What do you need to release? This energy is going to gain momentum. Something's sneaking up on somebody, collective. We're coming out of a waning moon. The waning moon. Something. The next waxing moon is what I'm getting. Give me one more. Two more. Spirit said 2 more. Full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. There's a bigger picture that you're not seeing. Okay? You got to have faith in your dreams. Because that's where your prosperity lies. Okay? New moon in Taurus. Somebody's got a moon in Taurus. Somebody's got a moon in Sagittarius. Give me the spiritual animals. Give me spiritual animals. Ladybugs. I'm seeing ladybugs. I'm seeing ravens. Buffalo. Buffalo soldier. I'm hearing buffalo soldier. Somebody has a badger or beaver in their native sign. Something's metamorphosing with the butterfly here. You need to pay attention, okay, to all areas of your life, okay? Because you need to practice that self-love, baby, because some people just ain't that innocent sheep. Somebody's fits right in here. Somebody may be going through a change. I did say there was an elevation here. Give me some more on this metamorphosis. Yeah, the wolf. You got to find that inner strength, baby. God does not give his weak soldiers the hardest lessons. Let me say it again. God does not give his weak soldiers the hardest lessons. Tell me about this wolf energy. You're learning how to be patient, baby. You need to listen to your spiritual guidance. Something's to encouraging you to be aware of something that you fear. Something's going on around you that is trying to penetrate you to cause that fear within you. But you need to know that you're protected, collective. Okay? Be patient with yourself. And as you're being patient, just like they're all looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're all looking straight ahead. Look at the patterns that are set in front of you. What's going on around you, collective? Well. Overall energy. Give me the overall energy. We're going to pull from the Purple Divine. Give me the overall energy from our Purple Divine Love Oracles. Somebody's got that royal blood. Purple may be significant. Purple may be your favorite color. Self-love. You're transcending. Okay? You're transcending. Let's go. Help you speak, you always get silent. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Speak up. Know your words. Speak. Speak. Speak it. Hey, look. I need attention too. I need you to listen. We need to make a plan. We need to try this again. Because last time it didn't work out too well, okay? You're going through a cycle, baby. You're learning how to break free. I'm getting there's a void here. You've been feeling empty, bored, stuck in a routine, like a robot. All right? Come on now. We gotta break out of that. We gotta break out of that. Attraction. At the bottom of the deck, attraction. You got to draw it in, baby. You got to vision what you want. See it through a different lens. Don't look through somebody else's lens, collective. You got to go within yourself and understand. Your dreams, your mind is what's going to manifest what you attract. Not somebody else. Don't let somebody else contaminate your waters. Okay? Use your discernment when you're setting this vision into place. How you're seeing things, how you're perceiving it. Okay? Pay attention to the patterns. Think outside the box, baby. Judge wisely. Don't just snap off now, okay? All right, hell, sometimes speaking ain't a good thing. Sometimes our answers is in that silence, okay? Sometimes that the answer is in the silence. I know Taylor's been sitting a lot in silence. Show gratitude. You got to take leadership role in this, okay? The cosmos is here. They're working with you, baby. You got to attune to them, though. Because you're a natural born leader is what I'm getting. This is a leader. Wolves are the leader of the pack, baby. You get the wolf. Come on now. What y'all doing? Let's go. What is the message? Constellations. Things are being brought together. But you got to adjust your lenses, baby. You got to adjust your lenses. You gotta focus. You see, you got all these lights here. Look at all these lights around you. But the main one you want to focus on the center. You gotta focus on the center, not everything that's around it. See, you got this choice over here, this choice over here, this choice over here, this choice over here, this choice over here. You got all these choices. You got all these lights that's glittering and flickering around you. But yours is right here. Not what everybody around you's doing, baby. Okay? That's what's going to bring it together. That's what's going to bring this cosmic flower into play. 86 may be significant. I don't know. I don't do cats. You may find some alignment, okay? You might find some alignment with somebody that may be an influencer. 22 again. Animals have a natural built instinct in them, okay? Cats and dogs don't get along. I'm just saying. That is guiding you to your manifestations. You have literally got a spiritual guide, somebody that is influencing you. Trust in source, baby. I'm seeing a serum angel. That's what I'm seeing in this card. This is what it looks like to me. The serum angel. The wheel within the wheel within the wheel. You just wanting to give up too easy. You can't give up, collective, okay? Don't be giving up on yourself. You got to evolve beyond this, okay? You got to expand past that self-doubt. Embrace the change. Don't try to control it. Embrace it. Okay, and this is what I'm saying, collective. Okay? Time out. Time out. This is what I'm saying. It's like you're driving on a road, and all of a sudden the rain just gushes down, okay? And you've got a car that, is prone to hydroplaning. And all of a sudden the water gets up underneath your tires and you start hydroplaning, okay? You got to ride with it, okay? If you jam on the brakes real quick, it's gonna mess you up. It's gonna cause an accident. You gotta go with it, okay? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's almost like you're hydroplaning. Don't hit the brakes. Let off the gas. Don't come with the fuel, okay? Don't hit the brakes. Don't hit the gas. Let off. And just hold that wheel and go with it, okay? That's what I'm saying. Like you're hydroplaning, okay? You embrace for impact. Brace for impact, okay? What's up, Pandora? Brace for that impact, baby, okay? Because I'm going to tell y'all, I hydroplaned one time, and that was the worst accident I ever been in. My car looked like a balled up piece of paper. I suffered a mad injury. Sliced my head up, and thank you for the gift, baby. And I was peeing in that car, and the car was still running. And it was a smoking. But I come around the curve, and where the road is worn on the side of the road, it was early in the morning. I was on the way to the rifle range. And I hit that rut off the side of the road, and the dew and the mud wrapped around my tire. And I felt it. I was like, I have no traction whatsoever. I have no control. Jesus, take the wheel. Hey, princess, what's up, baby? And so, automatically, my instinct is let off the gas, don't touch the brake. Automatically, our instinct naturally is to stop. Stop it. Make it stop, right? When we go through things, that's kind of how it is, collective. But once you done got on that slippery slope, you got to ride that wave out. Once you make a decision in your life, you're going to have to ride it out. No matter what decision, good or bad. You're going to have to write it out. Because you had free will to choose whatever it is that you decided to do. Just like I decided to ride that line instead of more of the center line or stay in center. So it cost me. Just luckily I had a straight drive, so I geared it down to slow the momentum. But it's still, when it caught traction, it threw me into an embankment, into a ditch. I flipped 3 times in the air. I rolled 3 times on the ground. And the only thing once it caught traction and I couldn't control it, it yanked the wheel out of my hand. And that's how God will do you, baby. He'll be like, look, you hydroplaning. You can go with the flow. You can ride the wave. And keep your feet off the gas and the brake. Or I'm going to yank the wheel from you. Because you should have known better. Even a babe in Christ knows. You should have known better, collective. To seek higher guidance. To seek higher wisdom. To seek higher knowledge. Okay? So, when I said, when the wheel got tight, I said, okay, hands off now. I grabbed the center console where it meets the carpet, the floorboard of the car. And I jammed my hands underneath it because I had a sunroof. And I was scared to death I was going to get ejected out of that car, even though I had my seatbelt on. And I just held on for dear life and said, Lord, just save me. Lord, please save me. If I make it away from this, Lord, I'm going to pay more attention. And a lot of times, collective, that's the issue. We lack to pay attention. Pay attention to the patterns. Pay attention to what's going on in our life. And that was part of my problem. I wasn't paying attention. I was just riding the curve. I wasn't paying attention that I was over to the side. But God made sure I paid attention next time I went around that curve. Every time I went around that curve, therefore, after, I watched that road. Okay? You're expanding. You're evolving. Okay, collective? Let's go. What are we expanding on? These are your magical spiritual gifts, baby. Your magical spiritual gifts. You got to believe in the impossible. You got to believe in the impossible. You got to have faith and believe in the impossible. I told you, God does not give his weak warriors the strongest things to go through. Pay attention to your lineage, collective. Where did you come from? Where did your parents come from? Pay attention to the patterns that's going on in your life. Not just in yours. Surrounding you. Surrounding you. But ultimately, the focus is right here in the center. That's you. That's you. Don't ever forget where you come from. I still remember, to this day, living in a house we could see slap through the walls. We all slept in the same room with a kerosene heater, with blankets hung up. Now I got 4 solid walls. My parents has came a long ways. That was the wisdom they showed me through patterns. Through patterns. You can learn through your ancestral lineage by just watching the patterns that your family has went through and repeated or overcame. You can learn from your elders what you want in your life, what you don't want in your life. But ultimately, the main decision should be made not for your lineage, but for yourself, collective, okay? Gotta have faith in your magic, baby. Let's go. What did I say? I'm about to throw these cards. I am about to throw these cards. What did I say? You're expanding the magic through your lineage, collective. Through your lineage. That's what's elevating your family tree. That is what you're taking. Now listen, I went to my grandmother. It's been a year. Coming up soon. It was a year just the other day when my cousin passed. Literally a week from the day she passed, my grandmother passed. I went to my grandmother's house. I broke off a piece of her plant. I brought it home to propagate it, to grow it, my own. But I took from her tree that green thumb that she had to root it to begin with. What'd I say? You got to pay attention to the patterns. Pay attention to the patterns. Let's go. Somebody may be a life path 9. Everything's connected. Everything. Good and bad. Whether you like it. Your daddy was an alcoholic? Okay. Your daddy was an alcoholic. It's connected to you. That addiction mindset. You grew up in poverty because your mom and daddy were poor. It's connected to your mindset. Collective. You grew up in a broken home? Heck, you grew up and you didn't even have your own mom and daddy. You were a foster child. You grew up in an abusive home. This is connected to your lineage. Collective, a lot of times, we come into things in our life when we're supposed to be moving forward. Instead, we side-eyeing our family and going right back to where they just came from. Why in the world are you going to keep going backwards? Come on now. Somebody is not trying to balance this out. Somebody is really got a lack mindset. A portion of this person is, I can't do this. Somebody beats theirself up, collective. This makes somebody very unbalanced. And y'all understand, not only just the physical patterns within, the good and the bad. Okay, so you came from a highly educated family. So therefore, you're looked at as, you are to graduate and go off to college because that's what you came from. Or, you came from a family that is, military service. So therefore, it's almost like natural. Oh, I graduate high school, I go off into service. So it's the good or the bad, however you want to look at it, collective. But it's all about how you perceive it. Because you are blossoming your own flower in your life. You are taking your lineage and you're planting it over here. I don't care what kind of family you come from. You have good and bad memories. You have good and bad things in your family. You just got to balance it out and understand you can do it too. Okay? Okay? This is a journey that you're on. You're trying to find that destination. Are you going to crash out, collective? I'm just asking. Are we crashing out? Tell me about this journey that you're on. Somebody is a charm. I'm seeing the wheel within the wheel. Somebody is a charm angel. Somebody is highly intuitive. Somebody is a master manifester. And I don't even think they know it. Because their perception. Because of their perception. Tell me about this. Tell me about this manifestation. What's up, Ivory? Hey, baby. Tell me about this manifestation. Somebody is a freaking starseed child of the cosmos. I can't make this up, collective. You came from a lineage of starseeds. And it's time for you to tune into that frequency. Tune into that frequency. I'm hearing the rhythm of the, what's that? Rhythm of the night. I don't know. That's the song I'm hearing right now. Somebody may be highly connected to the moon energy. Cancer does rule the moon. All water signs is connected. So somebody may be a water sign or have water heavily aspected in their chart. Lyrics. Rhythm of the night. You may like Corona. I don't know. You may like drinking Corona. You may be a beer drinker. That's who the song was by. 1994. Bros 7-inch singles. Somebody may be 7 foot tall. You're bro. Somebody says bro a lot. This is the rhythm of the night. You can put some joy upon my face, oh sunshine, in an empty place. Take me to turn to, and babe, I'll make you stay. Oh, I can ease you down of all your pain. Feel you give me love again. Round and round we go. See, there's that cycle. Round and round we go. Each time I hear you say, this is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh, yeah, the rhythm of the night. My life. Oh, yeah, the rhythm of the night. Won't you teach me how to love and learn? There'll be nothing left for me to yearn. Think of me burn and let me hold your hand. Somebody don't know what love is. Collective. I do not want to face the world in tears. Please think again. I'm on my knees. Sing the song to me, and now the reason to repeat. I just want, okay, and then it goes back into the lyrics again. Collective. What's up, babe? Welcome in, welcome in. So, collective, you understand, you're going to keep repeating the same cycle until you collect it, because it is all, where'd it go? It is all connected through the constellations. It's all connected through the constellations. Okay? So, you might as well go ahead and align with it. Align with your soul. Align with your soul. Who are you? Truly, I am. The sun energy. Leo may be significant in this reading. 338. Okay? That's how you manifest. You're a master manifester, but you got to attune your inner child, your soul, who you truly were, before the world got a hold of you and contaminated your waters, collective. And you got to learn how to tune in to that inner self, even though all that distraction is going on around you in that conscious mind. Okay? All right, let's go. There it is. I told you patience is the key. To this particular lesson, patience is the key in what Spirit's trying to tell you. Your intuition. Take time. Listen to your intuition. Pay attention. Pay attention to those patterns. What has went on generationally. We're talking about healing your childhood trauma. And how you planted these new seeds and how it's affecting them, collective. Okay? Your children. Your cousins, your nieces, your nephews. Okay? Like I said, it's a part of your lineage. But you're not attracting right now because you're not manifesting, because you're not taking the time out to listen to yourself. To seek that inner wisdom and guidance that's been passed down. Listen, collective, and for the ones that just came in, I will go back. I took a little baby cousin on a date today. We went and got us a Happy Meal when we went and played. And we were talking about the blackout. Hey, Shamika Boo. We were talking about the blackout that happened a few days. Somehow we got onto that. She asked me about some equipment on the side of the road. She said, what is that? And she calls me Monk. And I said, they were doing some work, laying some pipes and some lines. And I said, yeah. She said, why are they doing that for? I said, that's beyond you, but I said, they just laying some lines and stuff like power lines and phone lines, or et cetera, you know. And I said, but they're not working today. I said, but the other day it made the power go out. I said, wouldn't you with, she calls my mama Mimi. And I said, wouldn't you with Mimi at Walmart when the power went out? And she said, yeah. I said, they were working then. And she said, oh. She said, did you have power? I said, no, I didn't have power either, baby. The whole town was without power for about 4 hours. And she said, well, that means they didn't have no internet either. Hell of the mouse, the babes, honey. Out of the mouth of a babe. If you don't have the power, you're not going to be able to network, collective. You're not going to be able to network. A weak person is a weak person. You're not going to be able to connect with anything else if the vessel's weak. Out of the mouth of a baby, honey. And it was crazy because I was telling my mother the story. I said, I rode around town to see how far the blackout went. I said, I came back to town. I passed through 4 stoplights. Nothing was working. Nothing. No stoplights, no businesses, nothing. It was daytime, but everything was blacked out. And I came back through town, and I was trying to call my sub in. And it's an independent owner. Yes, Bodley. And I'll get it after the reading. So I'm just sitting here going, I'll go through the first stoplight. I say, okay, we got power back. So let me call my sub in. They answered to my order. I'm going, So I will run down here to the Dollar General because I need to get some turmeric to make Nova's homemade dog food. And so I pull up there, and there's an older lady coming back from the store. And I seen her walking up to the store when I pulled up. But I started noticing patterns, collective. It's just that simple. Because I started all the way down until I got to the Dollar General. I was seeing people walk up to the door, grab the door handle, turn around, walk off. I noticed the pattern, collective. So when that woman came back, I said, what, they ain't got no power? She said, yeah, they ain't open. They ain't got no power. Just like Walmart, they generators kicked on. She said, but they still didn't have no power. But Walmart was up running. It stopped for a moment until the generators kicked in. I looked at this lady. She was probably about 80 years old. Now, mind you, everything was blacked out. I passed through 4 stoplights, ordered my sub, and I'm seeing restaurants open. Retail stores? No. Restaurants? Yes. Where there wasn't no lights on, the lights is on. I look at the lady, I said, ma'am, they got power. The lights on. Did you hear me correct? The lights was on. The Dollar General sat right beside the Tractor Supply. Their open sign was on. Their lights was on. But everybody was walking up to the doors. The doors was locked. The power's back on. I even got the notification from the power company the power's been restored. So I knew the power was back on. I didn't have to get the notification because I paid attention to the patterns, collective. But I had to look at that woman and I said, ma'am, they got power. That ain't the reason why that's not the reason why they don't have the doors unlocked. Because they got power. I know they got power. But we getting an Amazon data center here. And as they've been setting up these lines and stuff, every once in a while, power goes out. Guess what goes out behind it? My internet goes out. What goes out behind it? My cameras go out. Everything goes offline, collective. And a 4-year-old recognized that. A 4-year-old that has suffered a traumatic trauma. So, yeah, it's preaching time. Tab's going to preach a little bit. Because this made me check myself today. A 4-year-old says, well, that means they ain't got no internet. I be dog. My little cousin that suffered her mama dying stage 4 cancer just last year had to watch her mama slowly die in front of her. That was a single parent. Her testimony is on my YouTube page. You can go check it out. Collective is still able to pay attention to the patterns and get the knowledge and the wisdom from the elders. Why can't we? Come on. Because of our doubt. We're not certain. Is this reality or is it not? I told you this links back to the cognitive brain patterns. Are you flipping pancakes or are you having over easy eggs, collective? Because of negative influences. You got to use your discernment. Because that cognitive thinking, that spatula thinking, and paying attention to your patterns is how you stay safe, collective. You can't walk around here acting like you in Dream World going on a Peter Pan expedition and never ever land. You can't, collective. I told my kids when they were growing up, it's a doggy-dog world out there. It's every man for themselves, collective. Not trying to fearmonger nobody. But you've got to have discernment. And open up that cognitive brain that God gave you. And pay attention to the patterns and how you process in these patterns. Are you storing them up for safety? Or are you trauma bonding to them? Are you living in la-la land? Because you don't want to accept the fact that you came from an alcoholic family? You don't want to accept the fact that your mama and your daddy used to fight all the time? You don't want to accept the fact that your mama's a crackhead? You don't want to accept the fact that you came from poverty? Because now that your family is broke, that you want to put on the high horse for their hard work? No, baby, that's not how it works. Especially when you don't take the wisdom and the knowledge that is given to you by your elders, positive or negative. Because your point in this journey is to pay attention to the patterns, to safeguard that wisdom, that knowledge, filing in the back of your mind. Releasing trauma does not mean that you're releasing the thought process of what you've been through, collective. That's not what that means. Releasing it is the emotional tie that you're releasing to it. How is it affecting you emotionally? Did it make you feel good, collective? Or did it make you feel really bad? What was the consequence of your actions and your behavior? Essence. Get back to the core of who you are. You're not in this alone. But one thing is, you have got to illuminate your light. How you see things in your world. Not Joe Blow's world. Not in your mom and daddy's world. Not in your girl and your homeboys down the street. Your world. You're co-creating your own world. You got to have faith. And connect to the inner child, collective. Because God speaks through these children. Because they are innocent minds. Those kids will always be protected. The word even said, those kids will always be protected. Collective. Whether your mama and your daddy protect you, rather than the hobo down the street that threw his child or her child away in the garbage can. And it's hot, yes. Even in my little one-horse town. But how you see it, you've got to find how grateful you are. I lost my cousin, or my nephew, at 9 years old to 2 boys speed racing and T-boned the car he was in. It was a traumatic event, collective. It was very painful, why that child had to be taken at such a young age. But only God knows why. But we've got to look at it. There's no telling what that child might have came upon in his elder years that God already foreseen. I know a mother right now that has a child that started having seizures out the wound. This child is almost a vegetable. She had her child around the same time my grandson was born. This child cannot suck a passy. This child has a feeding tube. Collective. Why did my little cousin have to be left without a parent and a family that's raising her right now? We asked ourselves these questions. But you got to find the gratitude. It's not how you perceive it. What did God see in store for that child? You got to think with a godlike brain, not a human brain. And that's the only way you're going to heal this trauma. Listen to the intuition and be in service. You're going to have to transcend and see things from a higher perspective, collective. Regardless if you want to or not. God's going to make you see it from his point of view. Think outside the box. Think outside the box. Okay? You'll step up to a leader and be able to create that self-worth in yourself again. You're innovating how to open your heart and believe in the impossible, collective. That is exactly what is going on here, okay? So let's get our tarot. I'm telling y'all, I love these cards. They speak to me very heavy. So, geometrics, somebody may be good in math, geometry, artistic designs, like mechanics, I'm getting, where you have to work with gears. I'm seeing gears, like a bunch of gears, how they interlink and turn. Okay? So these are, you may be drawn to stuff like this, if this message is resonating with you, okay? That's what I'm getting. Okay? There's some conflict here. Give me the tarot relating to the message for the collective here. What do you have, Spirit? Don't just retreat. Reflect. And I always said, and I'll just put it out there because likely chances I'll get to this, I don't know. I don't know. But I always said that I wanted like an area, like a community building. Kind of like a YMCA on a spiritual hike kind of thing. With different resources for youth and as well as, you know, these young parents and different things, you know, because people are having kids younger and, you know, not fully grounded themselves, okay? So I always said that's what I wanted. I wanted to call it RR&R. Retreat, reflect, collective. To recharge. It's not R&R. You don't need an R&R. You need an R&R. You might as well go get a B&E. Or B and breakfast in bed B&E. Somebody might be breaking into something. Look, y'all. Oh, my God. What is going on? Lord, it got me choked up. And this ain't the devil in a bad way, baby. This is the devil. This right here is the sass energy for that agape love, baby. That's that. Ooh, this is that. I'm obsessed with that unconditional love. This is the devil and the angel in one, baby. This is giving me high priestess energy. This is giving me the dark and the light within the person. This is what I'm getting, collective. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Come through, Spirit. I told you doubting. You're doubting. The star is in reverse. You may be trying to block this out so you can move forward. You're like, hell no. And why I'm looking at this and I'm literally hearing network. Network. Something may be above ground, something may be below ground. Network. Collective. The dark and the light. Connecting. By the star. But the star is in despair, collective. Why's the star in despair? Somebody be stopping for fuel. Is somebody stopping for fuel? Something need to be restored, baby. Somebody's peace needed to be restored. Somebody might be getting a car restored. Something needed to be restored, okay? When it came to this star. What? Come on now. What needed to be restored? Their vision. What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? Sometimes you got to switch the lenses up. You know what I'm saying? You got to change the lenses up. Even on your camera on your phone. You got to adjust it. I know at nighttime when I'm looking at my phone, I have to dim it down because that hurts my eyes. Because I have stigmatism. So it hurts my eyes to sit there and see that bright color. And y'all that has a lot of screen time, watch it, whether it's TV or especially computers. Turn on that blue light on there. Tone it down. Tone it down. Tone it down, collective. Too much light is just as bad as just as much darkness. That you can't have the star thinking negative because that's putting them in a devilish mindset. But this is still a star, collected. It's still connected. This star is still connected. Okay? Let's go. Talk about the King of Wands. I told you somebody's going through an extension right now, collective. Somebody is going through a rebirth at this time. All right, Virgo energy, Aquarius energy, Libra energy, Cancer energy. Yeah, this was after feeling defeated, depleted, stuck. I think I can. The little caboose, the little engine that could. Gemini energy. Might have felt like they missed the opportunity, baby. It can't get no worse from here. That was my papa. It can't get no. And I've always heard, hey, when you land flat on the back, the only way you got to look is up, baby. Okay? Not unless you fell on your face, okay? Hey, V, you still in here? V, don't be falling on your face now. Y'all pray for V. V fell and broke her leg. Look, I'm telling you, this is what's causing the aggression. I'm getting somebody has anger issues that they bottle up. High priestess, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. I told you somebody was a high priestess seeking inner wisdom. Somebody was a high priestess. Somebody may be trying to control this Leo energy in this home. Okay? I'm seeing 410, 410. So you may be seeing that number a lot. 410. Tell me about this person that feels defeated. Gemini, Aquarius energy here. What I got here? I told you somebody is cruel. They have anger issues. Look, the Hermit's here, baby. This is somebody from your past. This is a free spirit. This is somebody that is not attached to this. Whatever this is that you're dealing with. Whoever this Hermit is not attached. Somebody's got their own beginning. You're just having some nostalgia here, okay? This is to help you heal. Give me the Virgo energy when it comes to this 6 Cups. Yeah, this is somebody that's giving you wisdoms. I told you. They're just here to give you wisdom. This may be some kind of leader of some sort with this Taurus energy. Somebody very noble. They're going to talk to you about you feeling lost here. They're going to talk to you about how somebody can be aggressive. They're going to talk to you about how they move, their tactics, what's going on here with the 7 of Swords? Tell me about the 7 of Swords. Somebody's here to give to you. But this despair that you're going through, you need to talk about it. But you're going to have to be very strategic in how you end the cycle so you can transform it. You can close the cycle. I'm telling y'all, okay, and this is what I'm getting. When you're dealing with a hostile energy, you don't go approach that energy and try to talk to that energy when that energy's already hot and heated. That's like sticking your hand. Okay, you go to clean. When you get done cooking for my women and my men that do the cooking, okay? Y'all go in there, you cook, right? You got one of them new stove tops. It don't have eyes. It has, it's the flat top. Okay? You done cooked on it, right? It takes a minute for that thing to cool off. There's a light on it. Most of your stove, I know mine does, it's got a light. And that light be on saying it's cooling down even after the burners is turned off. Pay attention, okay? But you just cooked on it. Why you gonna go stick your hand on top of it and try to clean it when obviously it's still hot? Are we lacking that much common sense collective? Okay, that's what this is. Somebody's going to talk to you because whoever this is that's in despair, because you need to move methodically. You can't just go racing towards that hot stove and throw your hand on there and think you ain't going to get burned. Look, I just shuffled the deck to end the cycle. You got to remain teachable, baby. Shout out to Empress Love for that. I'm telling you, you got to balance this out. This Emperor. This Emperor. This is who you decided to get to right there. You gave your pinnacle there. You said, I rest right there. That's where I rest. That's where I'm going to find comfort. That's where I feel at ease. You gave to it. This was an opportunity that you took. You got to answer for it, okay? Yo, come on now. The Lovers. Your King of Swords is, I'm telling you. It gets conflicted. Somebody gets conflicted real quick. They pop off real quick. You need to realize this. Somebody's trying to make you realize. Somebody's trying to make you realize. All right, what are they? What 3 of Pentacles? What are they trying to make you realize here? And there's 3 people in this card. Somebody's being told you need to balance out your priorities. Because that bullshit you got in your cup stinks about like that fish. This is like, y'all, I look at these two cards with the Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands right here with the Tower. This is somebody coming in taking a big dump on you. This is literally somebody crapping on you, collective. That's what I see. Who wants to be crapped on every day? Come on now. But you got to decide. You got to decide how you gonna come out. How you gonna come out of this? There's success here for this Two of Cups because it's destined. But somebody's got to get in that. Look, your King of Swords need to get this right here taken care of, okay? Because, hey, this is the King of Swords. I told you, I'm picking up a Gemini energy. But your King of Swords is not a King of Swords, baby, right now. Your King of Swords is a King of Cups. This is somebody in their feelings. But the kind of feelings they in is a conflicted feeling. They're conflicted. Their emotions is conflicted about this new start. Queen of Swords. You may be making this person see their true self. And that's what I'm getting heavy. Whoever this is got to get in this Queen of Swords. Not that Queen of Waters. You got to get in that Queen of Swords. You got to be cutthroat and truthful when you're dealing with somebody that's cutthroat and truthful. All right? Even though you're a high priestess. High priestess embodies all the queens and kings, okay? High priestess, high priest, however you want to call it. I'm telling you, this is Queen of Cups. See, your person has got you in your Queen of Cups. You in your true self because you water. That's Pisces energy. That's that moon energy. That's some water signs right there. You're supposed to be able to be okay in that. But see, you too have also been beaten. You took a whooping. Collective. Did you take a whooping, collective? Your ancestors put that beating on you. Your ancestors did it to you. You didn't have to have a partner come in and do it. You might have came from a family that has hot heads and tempers and needs anger management. Hey, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting, collective. I'm telling you, you're going to have to work your magic. And take action, baby. Take action and stand up for yourself. You just going to have to stand up for yourself. That's when you get in that Queen of Swords. This is you got to take one of them sticks and beat them back with that stick, okay? This is somebody coming at you with their stick, okay? You got to take your stick out. You guys about, homie, who you stepping to like that? I don't like the way that makes me feel. Because you're going to teach somebody something, baby. Because whenever you start calibrating yourself like that, it's going to make them hold on a second. Hold on a second. I remember this is what hurt me. This is what left me out right here. This is what made me walk away from what I've already walked away from. Because, like I said, somebody collective still has memories. I told you, this is the devil and the angel. Somebody still has memories of this dark. Even though they have the light, they have both. That was a part of your inheritance, baby. So you already know. You already got it in your file cabinet. You've seen the patterns, collective. Clearly, you've seen. You even seen the whole tower file? But this was by listening to your cognitive spatula mind to be able to comprehend. Oh, that's something from the past. I've seen that before. I got your cash app. We still on collective read. I got you, boo. We're finishing up. I'll let you know, Bowley, whenever I'll make sure you're here. Okay? Queen of Pentacles. Go ahead and start planning and preparing to speak your truth. Stand in your truth. Do not waver. Collective, you already see what's going on. Queen of Pentacles, you're very intelligent. You see the responsibility and how to heal this when it comes to that fertile energy so it'll prosper. You've already planted that seed, collective. You already planted that seed of how to be sensitive. But you also planted that moody seed too. And that's what needs to be balanced. Okay? That's what needs to be balanced. I told my daughter today, I made the comment. Do y'all understand? A lot of times you have problem with people. And the reason why you have problem with other people's that you come in contact with is because, one, it's triggering something in you that you haven't healed, the way you perceive it. And the reason why you're perceiving it that way is because you've already categorized it. Did it make you happy? Did it make you sad? And how did it make you feel? To how your mind responds to it. Collective. And it's like I told my daughter, you can't change people. But one thing you can do is you can change how you respond to people. You don't sit there and continue gassing the fire. You don't continue, if you're hydroplaning, you don't go in there and slam on the brakes or pump the gas. Okay? You just got to go with the flow. Watch the patterns. Okay? Be that support, collective. You're going to have to go in and not be scared. You can't be scared of that moon energy. That dark energy. You can't do that. You got to be realistic. Because your happiness is seen in the dark, collective. Y'all understand that? But you got to be courageous and work on being patient. Patient and love life in the process. Because not every bit of this journey is an uphill climb, but everything isn't a downhill slope either. You can set that piece on cruise control. You can decide to ride the car or you can ride the roller coaster. You take your pick. You can even fly if you want to. You want to take a train? You want to walk? You want to run? I mean, there's many ways to travel, collective. But you got to be patient with yourself and work at your own speed. Independently. And trust that the universe has got things that we can't control, collective. Why even take a hold of this glass? It look like all the rest of the glasses. But see, the divine's bringing that glass. That's what makes that glass different. But you can't sit here and dwell on the past either. You understand? But if that cup look like the rest of the cup, yeah, sit there and contemplate a minute. It's okay. Go hug a tree. Before you make a decision. 444-22. You got it, guys. All right, so hi. A little bit of preaching, a little bit of reading, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. You can have a little bit of whatever you want in your life, collective. A little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Everything good in moderation. Just don't ever do it. Don't ever do it. Don't do too much. Seek guidance, seek counsel. I mean, if you got the money, you got the money, and you're looking at jail time for some stupid mistake you made. Let's put it like this: for a stupid mistake you made, okay? Because you already knew the laws, right? You already knew the laws. So if you do something, even if it's to a minor infraction, you run a stop sign. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to go to court for running a stop sign, even though it's small traffic court. Regardless, you gotta pay your dues, right, for doing wrong. So I mean, in that same concept, you know the law, you know the books. You got choices, right? If you ain't got the money, the court will appoint you an attorney, correct? If you don't have the money, then the court will appoint you an attorney. Okay? To represent you. So if you don't have the knowledge and the wisdom of the laws and stuff like that, you got that, you know, or you do, okay? You know, or you don't know. It doesn't matter. That's the law. That's what's set up, right? Or if you got the money, you can pay for your own attorney. Hell, if you like Tab, you don't trust nobody, you gonna go defend your damn self. Nah, I'm kidding y'all. But you be your own counsel, right? But you know what I'm saying, collective. At the end of the day, you got choices. You got choices. Which one you think is going to give you that better outcome? Think on the outcome if you decide. Don't get stuck with the what ifs, but ponder it. Pondering and dwelling on it are two different things, okay? All right, guys. Boldly dreams. Boldly dreams. Anybody else send anything over? I don't know why that didn't open. Okay. Gotcha. We're going to ring that bell and clear this air so I can read for a Boldly Dreams, please. It's going to be all right, Boldly Dreams. Just set your tune to the groove. Listen to some music. Feel the vibe. Something that resonates with your soul. I get that you like music. That's what I'm picking up. You're a person that is into music. Give me the angel for you. Let's get your angel right quick. That way it'll help you know how you're being protected. Give me Boldly Dreams. Boldly Dreams angel, please. Athena, it is safe for you to be powerful and know that you're powerful and loved and to benefit others as well. Desiree, at the bottom of the deck, no conditions aren't favorable right now. Just wait, look to other opinions, and ask your angels for guidance and comfort. Okay? I'm getting you have an angelic ancestor, like a guardian angel that watches over you. Anything else you want me to pull for? Starseed. Okay. I'm hearing stars. Get you a starseed. Oracle right quick. So I'm getting that you are a starseed. Okay. What you got for? You welcome, Jane, baby. Trust in the timing. You're not seeing the bigger picture in something. You're not seeing the bigger picture in something. There was another one turned over here. You got a double mission, baby. That's what you're not seeing. You need to water your garden. Okay, you need to rest. Hydrate, meditate. I'm getting you might benefit from like a water fast. Pray over your water. And do a water fast. Because there's something here. What's going on here? You like cold weather? You like cold weather? Boldly Dreams. That's what I'm saying. Like a hot spring on a winter's day kind of thing. Yeah, you're balancing out. You're balancing out. You're trying to find your independence. Huh. Okay. I'm not... I'm not going to go into, you know, your plans and preparations, not unless you want to. This has to do with your foundation. I'm getting the tower here. What's in the tower? Good or bad? Yeah, this is... You're having some nostalgia from your past. You're having some thoughts of something from your past. This is hidden. You feel like there's some deception there. You may have a fear. An animal or arachnophobia. Do you have a fear of spiders? Is that what I'm getting? Give me the moon. Give me the moon. I got the 5 of Wands. Give me the 5 of Wands. Leo energy, Pisces energy, Scorpio energy is what I got out here on the board so far for you. Something came up that was unexpected to you that you had to look at differently. It's been brought back towards the frontal lobe of your mind. It's been brought back to your memory. Something that you were scared of when it came to, it had you conflicted when it came to your healing process. You might have had to withdraw from a Queen of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm getting heavy Virgo. You had to pull away from this. This is somebody in your family, baby. But there's something unexpected that you're not seeing. And tell me the King of Swords here. You're fixing to realize something. Ooh. Page of Cups after it. There's something being brought back from your past that made you scared about something. But now that you have realized you needed to heal it, you've done some work on this. You've looked back and you've reflected on something here with the Page of Cups. And you didn't let your emotions get in the way. But it's got you stuck, okay? It's got you stuck. The Chariot, it's got you stuck. You got to take the lead. That's what I'm saying. You got to take the lead in your life. Bold dreams. It's what I'm hearing. You got to step up. You got to step up and guard yourself. Where you're going. Your journey. Whatever this is that you're having to walk away because it's had you conflicted. You really are your driving force. Look, it split the deck again after I put it together. You may be asking yourself why. Why? Why me? Why me? Why? You know, don't ask why. Okay, beloved? Don't ask yourself, you know, why did this happen? Or, you know, question in that aspect. What did you get from the event? What did you discover? So if your dad's been on your mind, beloved, you know, a lot, there's something traumatic there that's brought that to the forefront about this lover, okay? And y'all understand lovers don't have to be an intimate lover. I mean, on a sexual scale. A lover means somebody that you care for, that you love, that inspired you. So what did you take from it? What did you take from it? You got to take the accomplishments from it, baby. Just because the cycle's closed. Tell me about the world. Tell me about the world. I'm telling you. What caused the circumstances to change? And of course, you know, you didn't prepare for this. This is like facing the inevitable. Facing the things, you know, some things that's misunderstood, you know, don't need to be understand. Okay? We don't have the answer to everything. You need to talk to the King of Cups. I'm getting he was a King of Cups. Somebody very passionate, very graceful. Confirmation. That's the kind of person I'm getting. Your dad was like a King of Cups. But to you, I mean, he expressed his emotion, his compassion to you. What did that mean to you? You got to ask yourself that. What did it mean to you? What kind of clarity and truth did he give you? What did he educate you on? Because that's what you're sacrificing, baby. That's what you're sacrificing. His wisdom that he passed on to you. You're literally sacrificing it. You need to balance out. Don't get caught in your head about it, okay? Don't sit there and say, you know, the thoughts of it or anything like that. But, you know, take from it the wisdom that you got. Nova's cutting up for you. Be your own captain of your ship, baby. Don't be scared. Don't fear it. A lot of us is looking at that unconditional love and giving it to ourselves. It's okay. It's okay. You may be a little bit stressed about your finances, but you've got to separate. You got to separate your inheritance for your seed. Okay? Your inheritance. The pinnacles them seeds that was planted in the past. And the one that you got in front of you. Because you got a whole seed that you're fixing to transition into this world, baby. I don't know if you're birthing anew. I'm getting this Empress energy feel off of you. I don't know if you are birthing something new as in a child or a business, but something is fixing to be abundant. And you're going to have to be brave. Okay? This is something that may feel, you know, may trigger that fear in you, okay? So Spirit's wanting you to move away from that fear, okay? Mm-hmm. You know, you don't need to be, and it don't need to be argued over either, okay? It's already taken care of. Okay? Universe is bringing this to you. So trust in the universe. Okay, baby? The main thing I'm seeing for you is just do that inner shadow work. That's all it is. 98, 888. The abundance is here, baby. Your abundance is here on this table. 888. I can't make that up. Hey, T-Master. What's up, baby? Don't claim that. Even though I don't care if doctors tell you that you ate up and you're dying. Don't. 111. This was destined for you, baby. This was destined for you. You just got to learn how to work through your triggers and what, you know, and make sure that you're staying in the therapy that you need and keep your hands on your wheel. You know, some mental health problems have to be medicated. Some, you know, you could go through therapy or whatnot. But at the end of the day, they ain't no better. There's no better healing than the one that created you. I cannot specify it enough. because it was already written in the stars before we got here, collective. Our destiny was already wrote. But that don't mean to go out here and live, a horrendous life, be happy with the fruits of your labor, But just because the dealer, you sitting at the blackjack table, and the dealer deals out 21 cards, and you holding them, if you lay one card down, or you lay a suit down, you pick up new cards, right? You get dealt different hands. That don't mean you're out there and gamble your life away in the process. Okay? But you've got a choice. You got to win some to lose some, baby. You know what I mean? You got to win some to lose some. If you never lose, what's the point of winning? Because you don't even know what it feels like to lose. So, you see what I'm saying? You appreciate things more in life. True facts. Uh-huh. Right. Just work through it and study. Study. Know yourself. Know yourself. If you diagnose with an issue, know what that issue is. Know your body, your temple, collective. Some of us have ADHD. Some of us is multifunctional. Some of us, suffer, depression. Some of us suffer PTSD. Everybody in this world suffers some type of anxiety. I don't care who you are. Generalized anxiety does exist. But does it have to always be clinical? It don't. Somebody gets sad and upset in their feelings at times. Depression kicks in. But does it have to be labeled? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Go for it. Tell your story. Tell your story, baby. Go for it. Take back the reins of your life. And see, as you're telling your story and you helping others heal bold dreams, then it's helping you heal. You know what I'm saying? It's a reciprocated world. You know what I'm saying? I could pick up this phone right here and I could call somebody. But I ain't going to talk to nobody until that other person connects to the call. Collective. You got to connect to the call. If you want God to lead your path and help you heal and help you grow and understand the child that he created, because he already knew that you was going to be schizophrenic. He already knew I was going to have the issues I have. And I got a whole 2.5 pages of them. But you know what? That does not mean that I am not a child of God and I'm not functional. I don't care what label anybody wants to put on me. It's not going to stop me from telling my story and finding my peace in my life and helping others find that peace at the same time. Because you know what? I can be peaceful today. But see, like right now, it ain't too peaceful because nobody out there running her mouth and she need to hush. It's getting on my nerves. You see what I'm saying? It could change just like that, collective. But you got to learn, this ain't a roller coaster ride. You ain't got to be on that roller coaster ride. Don't let nobody tell you that you got to be on a roller coaster ride. That's for fun. If you want to live a life for fun, stay on the roller coaster ride. Okay? But a normal adult, we like to travel and we like to see further than, just a theme park. We want to explore more of God's creation. So to be able to do that, you got to think outside the box, collective. You got to get off the roller coaster ride. You're going to have to jump on a plane. You're going to have to get in your car. You're going to walk, however you get there. But if you want it bad enough, if you want something bad enough in your life, you will put forth the work and the effort to get it. And your healing should be no different. Because every day that you are not healing and taking care of you, yourself, the further your goals is going to be pushed away from you. Because you're going to struggle to push that boulder up the hill. Why the heck? Yeah, I got 2 cars sitting out there in the driveway. You'll be out of your mind if I'm going to walk my butt to town. And I'm busted up and broken and beat up already. I be like me, walking around like Linus, tripping over my own 2 feet sometimes. Because it's like I got 2 lefts or 2 rights or 2 something, and they matching. They ain't working together. Because I have nerve issues. So I'm just sitting here going, why would I jeopardize putting myself in that situation? Now, if I was a healthy person and wouldn't have that problem, yeah, I might do it every once in a while. It's good exercise. Which I've never been a runner. I hate running. But if I got to run, I run. But you understand, collective. We shouldn't have to be pushed. We have choices in how we get there. But it all depends on us. How patient are you going to be with yourself to sit with yourself and reflect? Whichever one I take, what is this essential outcome? And then you figure out from that outcome, potential outcome, the good or the bad. Do you want to leave in a car and it take you, 3-4 days driving straight with no sleep to go from West Coast to East Coast or East Coast to West Coast? Or would you much rather jump on a plane? Or do you want to take even longer and take the scenic route and take a train? You see, collective, you got choices. But it's because how we evolved. But understand there's dangers in everything. Yeah, that's it. You've got to make that decision, Bobley. I really feel like that collective message kind of just hit with you hard. Because you do. You've got the double vision. You double vision. You've got the mission already. It's just, it may be blurred a little bit, but it's there. So that's the reason why I'm here. And a water fasting for you would probably, if you're looking for answers and guidance the proper way, pray about it and be patient. Patient with yourself. Follow your dreams and your aspirations. Just make conscious, based decisions. You've learned your lessons. Absolutely. I felt that. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? Combat Academy. Pressure. That's what I'm seeing now. Combat Academy. Wow. Amazon may be sending it to you. I don't know. All right, guys. That's what I got for y'all. If y'all ain't got nothing else for me, we're going to pray. We're going to get up out of here. Okay? And Tab's going to do some more work in this house and do some more cleaning. It seems like I can't never clean enough. I don't know. I guess my OCD kicking in or something. But no, Tab has to do it a little bit each day. I can't do too much. Because they put me in a fibro attack when I do stuff like that. I be pushing myself, though. I ain't even gonna lie. I push myself, y'all. Do I post my... Yes. All my readings I do live is posted. Now, your personal reads are not, boldly. So, if you want to get into a lot of in-depth personal stuff that you do not, won't broadcast, then that's when, give me an email. We'll link up and stuff. And it's all in the description box. So, if I was picking up some endangerment or something like that, that would put you in jeopardy. I definitely do not like posting that live. Okay? Yeah. What's up, Ivy? What's up? So, if you feel... That's the reason why I tell you guys. And boldly, if you shoot me an email and let me know, hey, tell me who you are, and I will send you my direct link. So you will have a direct link to me So, in the ones that has direct links, y'all don't have to email me. Y'all know that, right? So, if y'all need a reading or something like that, an emergency comes up, y'all know, 911. You know, but don't abuse it, because, I mean, if it's a 911 situation, I'm expecting a 911 situation. You know, if you about to seriously crash out, you know. But other than that, you guys can text me and say, hey, Tab, I need a read when you're available, etc. and what y'all needing. So you don't have to email me once you got my direct link. So if you want my direct link, boldly, just shoot me an email, boo. And then you'll have my direct link. And just like with Ivory, I really appreciate that with Ivory, you know, because I knew, you know, there was a lot of movement there. And, you know, anytime that my warriors are out there and they're traveling, you know, let me know. If y'all are true prayer warriors, let me know, because whenever I find out you travel, I'm praying, okay? You say from point A to point B, okay? You know, y'all fam. Tab worries about my family, but y'all ain't gonna stress me out. Don't get me wrong now. I love y'all, but y'all ain't about to stress me out and disturb my peace. Because if I cut off my own child and put her in timeout, I'll put y'all in timeout. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, y'all. I'm tired of this mess. Y'all ain't gonna stress me out now. No, I actually have to monitor my stress, because it does cause pain and issues. Because I got lymphatic disorder. So my body, it retains water when I stress. You can tell I'm a water sign. I be holding on to that water. Y'all know I'm cancer all the way. Ooh, boy, I be holding on to it. No! I heard that. I'm serious. I be holding on to it. No. I'm like, no. Hell no. To the no. I can't do it. Where we at on our time? 1:18:04. Y'all let me get a swallow of water. And we'll get our closing message and we're out of here, okay? I love you guys. To the moon and back. To the moon and back. Telling you, boy. I'm telling you, I be worried sometimes. I be worried. I be like, something going on with my fam. Something be rolling around my fam. I mean, and y'all, I'm telling y'all, I don't get offended. I don't. Now, my members, I kind of do, because I take time out of my time to do some more research and more study on stuff that Spirit's giving me, you know, and I expect y'all to do the same as the members, you know what I'm saying? I expect y'all to do the same. Y'all reciprocate the giving and the receiving, you know, of your benefits of being a member. But, you know, participating in classes and stuff, you know, because the main goal is not these readings. The main goal is seeing you guys, as well as myself. We can always elevate. There's always room for more improvement, baby. The world changes, we change. And believe me, as a hairdresser, I learned real quick, it will change your money too, okay? It'll change your money. I ain't lying to y'all. It'll change your money. It would definitely change your money. If you don't evolve with society and learn how to move with the flow. Because fads change. And I'm telling you, if I didn't change and continue learning, if I did not change and continue learning, new styles, new fads, and keep up, I'm sorry. I'm telling you. You know, you come on now. Let me go back and do an 80s hairstyle on somebody right now. Come on now. Woo. I'm telling you. People don't understand. They don't understand what it means to be free, baby. Freedom. You free from being lonely, baby. You have become your best friend. Collective, you have grown. Lonely who? Who lonely? Lonely live down the street? Oh, lonely a block over. Okay. Oh, that lonely. Not this lonely. I ain't lonely. I'm free. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God. I'm free at last. How you doubted you was going to be lonely, Collective? Somebody was doubting that you was going to be. You're like, I doubt I ever be lonely. I'm happy. I'm happy. Woo, baby. It challenged you for a minute, but guess what? Guess what? You know what you found in that challenge? Peace. Peace, baby. That's what you found. You found peace. So now you're free to grow. Look at that. You're free to grow, baby. You're free to go. Look at that. Yeah, baby. The sky is the limit, is what I heard. The sky is the limit, baby. The whole purpose is to love, Collective. To love and to be in service. Open your heart up and learn to love again and be in service. Be in service. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You want to be loved? Be kind to the old man that's trying to get in the store. Just because you're a woman don't mean that you can't hold the door open for your elders, okay? Be friendly and be patient with people. Be patient. And most of all, be patient with yourself. You are your worst enemy, Collector. Right. Okay? Don't fail your courage and how strong you are and your confidence, okay? That's what affects your health. You stressing out about if I'm going to fail, if I'm going to do good enough, or if this is going to be worth it, you know. If you sit there like that, like I said, worrying on the what if, this is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. It's going to affect your health, and you're going to end up, it's going to eat you alive, Collective. It's going to eat you alive. And being indecisive about where you're going is going to put you in judgment. And that's the honest God truth. That's the honest God truth. All you got to do is surrender and let go of the will. And forgive all that other stuff. Hey, forgive worrying, regrets, self-esteem. Find humor in it, babies. Laugh about your lifelong lessons. I know I done some stupid stuff as a kid. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I broke 7 bones in my body. Y'all understand this? 7. 7. My mama said she was gonna wrap me in bubble wrap. That ain't including the ones, you know, later on in life. Them just as a kid. I mean, go out there and be dangerous and kill yourself because you've learned your lessons. Think like a child, but don't act like a child. Please, okay? Use your discernment. You're wiser now. Make smarter decisions. And of course, we used to say that's working smarter, not harder, baby. Smarter, not harder. That's what I got for y'all, fam. And guys, I'm going to post y'all's mindful questions on the community board for my members. That is a part of y'all's Friday lesson. So make sure you're journaling. That's in your journal. And we're going to work on deciphering and seeing each other's point of views. Okay? So be willing to share, Collective, your point of view. Other people's perspective is fine, but they don't drive your car, okay? We need to see through all lenses. We got to cohesively work together as a unit. We are the human race. We are the body of Christ, okay, Collective? So that's what I got for you, fam. We're going to ring this bell and tap this up out of here, all right? Let's go. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, Most High God, thank you for your love, your light, your mercy, and your grace. Most of all, thank you for the wisdom that's been passed down to us to understand and having that right to discernment as a gift that we carry. We want to thank you for your love, for filling our cups when we felt half empty, when we didn't feel worthy enough, when we knew that we could come to you to have our cup filled. That unbounded agape love, we thank you for the unconditional love you bestow upon us, how we learn to embrace it and get closer to you as we ripple out that effect to our children and to our loved ones. We thank you for it all. Through your precious and holy name, we humbly pray. Amen, amen, ashe, ashe. I love y'all, fam. Peace, love, and light. I'm